Good morning, YouTube. Oh man, I think it's all that magnesium that I be taking because I'm getting a good sleep, but boy, is it hard to wake the heck back up. Let's see here. Do. I believe I'm presently in Gary, Indiana. There's a TA over here. Um, but they got a fish joint right across the street. And I forgot what's the name of it, but they're pretty decent. Um, Pretty decent as always. Good morning. Um, I am presently spoiled freaking rotten. I can't wait to get my back home to get my portable toilet because I have to go all the way that way and then all the way that way because I'm parked at the end of the parking lot to freaking go to the bathroom. I done got spoiled. Good morning, Mike. I done got spoiled freaking rotten. And, I notice a lot of these new folks, they be like, you know, it's about going to the bathroom. You just don't realize, man, it's a jungle out here anyway. So if you think you're going to come into one of these truck stops that's been here for a while and you think it's going to be squeaky clean, you're sniffing something. I'm sorry. uh, Mike, I don't see how you live up there where you at, bro. Um, I finally started heading south, and it's even cool, right? It's cool here. I'm in Indiana, Gary. Um, this, and I know it's freaking September, so you should expect it. Luckily, I got I got a hoodie. Um, it's made it it's made it bearable. The the bunk heater. This thing has all trucks have bunk heaters. Actually, let me turn that mother off. Sweating like a mother. For you guys that don't know, a bunk heater is like a little. It's a little diesel heater under the bunk that when you turn it on, it heats the whole truck. Half the time, in all of these newer trucks, you got to press 50 million buttons and it still don't work. Well, this puppy, all I gotta do is press one button twice and it's hit enable. That mother does its thing. I just realized I'm not gonna be able to leave and turn that way. I can't bust a U-turn to get out of here. I might have to go all the way around, but that's okay. Um, and it uses a certain amount of diesel. It's connected to the tank on the passenger side. So you don't have to run your truck all night long and waste company gas. I know it sounds stupid, but they would prefer us not to run it. That's why normally I carry a Sub-Zero um, sleeping blanket. So if I do get cold, I get under that. I'm switching trucks today. Again, I think word done got out that this truck I'm driving is a piece of crap. It is. It starts when it feels like it. I've got 2 air leaks. When it shifts, I mean, you could hear it shifting. Boom! Like, what? But I don't care as long as I know I ain't do it. The door on the refrigerator, if you open it, it falls off. This thing is just totally dirty as heck. But it's got a feel to it. So I've been doing this so long, I don't care. I got my broom, I swept up, I'm sweeping, and I'm not cleaning no more. Screw this truck. You know what I'm saying? But Mike, I went on Facebook and deleted a whole bunch of stuff that I was posting, trying to prove my point about my son. And I said, you know what? I need to delete that crap. And I went up there this morning and deleted all of it. He contacted Charles, who is a very good friend of mine, to say goodbye or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I guess looking for some sympathy. And you got to understand, Charles is a father too. And he says, you know what? I hope that you and your father can make up, blah, blah, blah. He didn't take sides. And I appreciate that. But I remember, like I said, years ago, when me and Charles started hanging out, I was cooning. I was acting like a coon. And guess who corrected me, Mike? Charles. He said, no, that's not true. This is what happened. No, that's not true. This is what happened. Bro, you were black first. This is what happened. That's not true. That's why I have the respect I have for the man, because he, instead of just writing me off, which I can't, I'm not that type of I can't control my feelings. You know what I mean? It's I have a hard time controlling my feelings, so I have to stay away until I can control them. Do you see? You see what I mean? You guys know on this channel, I have to. I go off the deep end. We laugh about it, but I have to control my close environment. You know what I'm saying? I have to, because if not, I'm going to go off the deep end, and I don't want to go off the deep end because it's hard to get back to shore. You get what I mean? I'm finally at a point in my life where I'm content. I'm happy somewhat, but I'm content. What's wrong with that? I don't want to bring undue drama into my life. Nothing's wrong with that. But I just had to say that, get that out of the way. But let's talk about what the subject. What is the subject? Norma, my wife, she just booked a cruise on Virgin freaking Voyages. I am ecstatic. I am so excited. I'm gonna need a vacation from the vacation because she's gonna want to. And Virgin Voyages, it's everybody thinks it's a young crowd. She thought it was the young gay crowd. I'm like, what about what about if they're gay or not? Who cares? As long as you ain't touching my booty, we straight. I know too much info. Yeah, it's a new cruise line. It's the newest cruise line out there. But here's the thing, Mike. Virgin Voyages is adult only. I think the youngest you can be is 18. It's adult only. I'm I'm gonna lose my natural born mind. Why? Because it doesn't matter what time of the year, especially around school, when school started, there's tons of running and ripping and kids when your behind should be in school. But finally, we're going on an adult cruise with no kids. I'm not gonna have nothing to complain about. Ain't that funny? I'm gonna have nothing to complain about. I never thought, but because of the carnival situation, the platinum and diamond and all of that, well, Virgin allows the same perks for a platinum person on their ships if you're platinum from Carnival. So that's why she booked it because she wants to see how it is. The first one, the guy wanted 5 grand. I'm not paying 5 grand for a cruise. I'm not paying 5 grand for a cruise. Not happening, bro. But I told her we doing it November 1st of 2026. I wanted 2027, but it is what it is. Um, we're going for 7 days, and they have a lot of amenities. Amenities, they have a lot of perks. Okay, I'll just say it like that. Um, they don't have a video of the exact room we got, but they got it closed. Unfortunately, we're going to be we're right under the food court. At this point, I don't care because I just want to try the boat out, but I'm gonna be laughing if I hear noise coming from above. And one person had said the pros and cons of that deck, that area, and you can hear rolling and every once in a while, up there, carts or whatever. But I don't need. I drive a truck. I drive an 18-wheeler. You guys can't hear it, but there's a refrigerated trailer right next to me. There's a freaking fly in here. And it's all I hear is good morning, good morning. There's a refrigerated truck next to me, so all I hear is all night long. I'm used to noise. I'm still going to sleep. What am I doing? I'm an over the road truck driver. I'm sitting in my seat, getting ready to go. Not yet, but probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah. I thought I'd mix it up and cause some drama. For you folks that came in, normally we only have one person in the audience, and that's my moderator, Mike. Because we're so exciting over here. But the thing is, oh, okay. Well, it ain't morning here either, as you can see. Let's see all that darkness and the lights. Yeah, but the thing is, and we've never cruised on the aft of the boat, the end of the boat. But she chose the room, so I'm not saying nothing. So I'm going to be doing some, we're going to do a room tour and all that stuff. And there's an overhang. So when you go out on the the balcony, we're gonna have an overhang above us, so the sun won't be too much. It's gonna be an experience. But the thing is that Virgin has a mixture of crew. It's not going to be all Filipino. It's going to be a mixture. And they have other types of entertainment. And because I watch it, they have it on, I think it's Amazon, Amazon Prime. They have videos of Virgin Voyages cruises. They have the behind the scenes. So I've been looking and waiting and hoping because it seems like it's going to be fun. And I am open minded. There's going to be everybody, different ethnicities, different, all that kind of stuff. There in a lot of the videos, there's a drag queen show. I ain't never been to one, so I want to check that out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging. It ain't none of my business. But if you entertain me, I'm good. I want to see. They have a all red night. So then the wife was like, "Well, you can wear your red paisley jacket. I don't want to wear no suit. I'm tired of suits." But got to keep her keep her on her good side. But they also have a pajama night, a pajama party. I'm looking for that. They also have this. I don't know if they still do it, but there's a person who's going to come around and tell you about a private party. There's a lot of dancing, a lot of and a lot of exercise for you big backs, meaning me. There's a lot of exercise in adult exercise classes where it's just really silly stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the late night show. They had this. It was like a dumbbell, but you had to shake it like this. So it's like you were, you know what I mean. And there there's a lot of jokes in the workout. So if I can get someone to make me laugh while I'm working out or whatever, I can forget that I'm actually working out. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. And I know she's going to be dragging me to every one of those. And on the decks, they have a lot. They have bags and weights and all kind of stuff that you're going to be wearing yourself out. And I think they have like 23 different restaurants because there's no main dining room. Thank God. Yeah, there's no restaurant. No, there's no main dining room. So we are going to be going from different, different, you know, menus and stuff like that. Um, and it's out of Miami. I think it's the Resilient Lady. I think that's what I put up there. Um, it's crazy the way at the Miami dock, it's got one straight line for all the ships, and then it curves to the right. So I have to go to the left. It curves to the right. Well, what happens is when you come into Miami, you come down this one little channel and come to this giant cul-de-sac, and the ship spins around. It stops and spins around, and comes back up and parallel parks along that line. Well, Virgin Voyages comes down that line, spins around, and then backs up into their spot. They're on the end. I've been watching them for years. Every time we cruise out of Miami, we have a specific hotel that we go to where they have these big windows and you can actually watch all the ships come into port. And no, I'm not Tom Hanks there, but I'm um I'm a guy who actually gets sick if I don't have something in my head. So I just use the bandana to keep my head covered. And like I get like violently ill. I don't know why, but I do need to get a new set of I need to get a new set of bandanas and some skull caps for this winter. And because I'm bald and I got a receding hairline that goes all the way back right about here. I wish I had Tom Hanks money. I wish I had Tom Hanks money, you know, but I don't. I don't have any money, period. I'm broke. But we are on the 14th deck, and the food court and everything is on the 15th deck. I think that's been the 14th deck is the highest we've ever been on a cruise ship. Um, I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how many decks the Horizon has. But it's close. You know, Virgin doesn't have any mega ships, but it's something new. It's something where I might actually get into the hot tub. What I mean by that? Well, when you get on these other cruise ships, even by the time that you get on deck, from just coming into on the boat, there's kids in the hot tub. Well, hey, Mike, you see all this great? Yeah, well, I was a teenager in the 80s. Look at that. I just I forgot. This uh, these internationals have a leak. Yeah. Um well, in the 80s I didn't watch meaningful movies. I watched explosions, sci-fi, and more explosions. You know, um, I didn't watch a movie with an actual story to it. Good morning, Jakes. How you doing? I didn't watch a movie with an actual story to it. I just wanted to see Arnold get to the chopper. stuff like that. Make it to the chopper. Get it to the chopper. To the chopper. Get to the chopper. God. Oh man. But or the military movies, especially Navy movies, like Hunt for Red October and stuff like that. Because I was a Navy man. You know what I mean? Could you imagine watching a Navy movie on a naval a submarine movie? Could you imagine watching a submarine movie on a naval sub base with a whole bunch of bubbleheads? Jeez, that movie was great. Especially the part. Oh, okay. Well, at least hey, Mike, at least he's being a polite troll. At least remember the one where the guy spelled out N and then waited I, then waited G, and then waited G, and I spotted it. I was like, oh, heck no, and I blocked him. It's funny how people that do that and call you names, but when you respond back in kind, they can't handle it. Boy, Mike, you're the intellectual in this. You're the intellectual in this chat. You do know that, right? You do know that. the rest of us ain't got no sense. I know you did. I when I chose the armed forces, I said to myself, do I really want to be shot at? Or do I want to be on a boat that at least I might have a chance? We might get hit with a Tomahawk missile or something, but do then they asked me, did I want to go on a sub? And I said, well, I can hide under the water. And that's why I went on the sub. And I don't see how you can do the army. I talk a lot of mess, but that's some bold ass behind stuff, getting shot at and keeping your cool. You know what I'm saying? Getting shot at and keeping your cool. That's some bold behind stuff. Well, I didn't say we wasn't doomed. That's why, and I forgot that I don't get seasick. I remember we were going to Bermuda. We were going to Bermuda, and I forgot which ship on Carnival. And boy, was that boy a rocking. That boat was a rocking. And my wife, she don't want to take the seasick pills because it makes her tired. I'm like, honey, you got to take them. You're gonna get sick. We walking out on boy, and that boat is a rocket, and it happens. I'm gonna get back to what you just said right there. And that was the best cruise I ever had because we were driving, we were chasing it, we were running from a storm, and that boat was a rocket, and she spent 50% of the time in the bed. And the 50% of the time she had in the bed, 50% of that time I was at the bar. I just had I had a beer after beer. I had a good old time. Came back, checked, you all right, honey? Yeah. Okay, I'm just checking. Went back to the bar. The reason I know I could not be in the army and get shot at is you ever want to, if you ever want to simulate that, go to a paintball, get in like a paintball thing. You hear them freaking paintballs whiz by your head? It's the same thing. No, they might even be louder because some of these guns are bigger. And nowadays, they drone attacks. You don't know he's up there somewhere dropping bombs on your head. No, I'm good. I'm good. They had drones dropping grenades right on your head. Man, I'm good. But back to the original story. um, there are a lot of entertainment options that I'm looking at on. She's looking at the ports. If I'm paying all this money to get on a cruise ship, I'm looking at the cruise ship. You see what I'm saying? I'm checking out the cruise ship. Yeah, but they can't. Hey, drones can't attack a sub. And most battleships or frigates or whatever, they have what's it's called. It's one of them big ass behind machine guns. Oh, okay. It's a big ass machine that can track almost daggone anything and will light it up. They and they'll light it'll the gun lights up missiles. It's like a big giant Gatling gun. You can Google it and see what I'm talking about. That thing ain't no joke, you know. Um, the funny part about it, Jakes, because you talk about Korea a lot because you was over there. That's where I started my YouTube journey because I was actually watching um these sisters that were half black, half Korean. Um, and they were teaching American. No, they were teaching English over there to children, and I learned a lot about South Korea that way. And then I wound up finding another husband and wife YouTube group called Eat Your Kimchi, which before they broke up, they had like 2 million subscribers, and then they went to Japan. So I was over on the YouTube side. I was over on the YouTube side in a certain algorithm, the Asian algorithm. So I didn't see too many African Americans. And it was so funny. I wasn't even into the lawn care at the time. It was so funny. This one woman, a black woman, was doing lawn care, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's interesting." I sent her a message. It's good to see a sister doing this stuff, and she looked at me. I mean, not looked at me, but responded like I had two heads because I was stuck over in the Asian algorithm on YouTube. Then I finally, when you start watching something for a minute, the algorithm switches you over. So it switched me over into the lawn care algorithm, and that's why I met Big Son's Lawn Care, and that's how I met all you guys because that's when Miss T Miss T, y'all need to learn from her because she will look for people. She will look for subscribers. And she subscribed to, I think she subscribed to my channel because I found Big Sons, who was a brother older than me, not can't be that much older, but older than me. And Miss T came in there looking for subscribers to subscribe to me. And the rest is history. Ain't that crazy? I remember I had 3 people, and I was 2 of them. Hey, are you a YouTube? Are you a content creator? Yeah, I'm a content creator. Yeah, right. I still ain't figured that crap out. I was like, yeah, I'm a content creator. God. But back to Virgin Voyages. One of the other things is with when you cruise, they don't tell you for new folks that you're going to be paying at the end of the cruise, you're going to be paying a gratuity. It's like 18, 20 bucks a day. So it's another $300 total for your cruise. And a lot of people get upset and they want their money back, but it goes towards the crew that's serving you and all of that. So with Virgin, it's included. Certain drinks are included. I gotta do a little bit more extensive homework. I'll be looking at some YouTube today. You know what's included on a Virgin voyage. You know what I mean? They don't have really big pools, and the reason why Virgin doesn't have big pools, one, I don't care, but the reason is it's a weight distribution. Some of their rooms have marble in it. Marble is heavy. So when you build a ship, if you got say if you got a hot tub on one side of the deck, you got to put one on. If you ever notice, there's hot tubs on both sides of the deck. It's for weight distribution. So if you've got heavy marble down a couple of decks below the top deck, you've got to figure out where can you distribute that weight. And water is very heavy, so if the pool's smaller, that means something on that boat is heavy as heck, and they had to distribute the weight out. And a lot of times, a lot of people, especially in these newer generations, don't swim. And most of the time when you're on these other cruise ships, the only people in the water is them little kids. Is the little kids. So they decided, well, we're not going to we're going to get rid of it. And they got like little shallow waters and a little 5-foot area where, and most of us can't swim anyway. Never bothered to learn. I know how to swim. Didn't go to the, local pool and whatever and take classes. If you ever want to learn how to swim, go to the YMCA. Take class at YMCA. They got a very easy course. They teach you. I had to pay for my son to get done. I wanted him to learn how to swim. They've got very flamboyant crew. And that's what I'm looking for, honestly. I don't want someone just got a stick up their butt. I want someone that's going to be happy all the time and show me that I'm important because the world doesn't show me that I'm important. You know what I mean? They've got a series. It's like a 3-part series of Virgin Voyages. It's on the smart TVs. I got to find out where that's at. And I just can't wait, because I want to be able to take the wife on the top deck at night, look at the moonlight, uh be try to be romantic. If you hear me, try to be romantic. Because I remember we was on a celebration. We was walking along the deck, nothing but teenagers sitting in all the romantic spots. Little kids running around yelling at the top of their freaking lungs when your behind should be in bed. They took over one area of the boat. There was dishes and plates and stuff in the stairwells. I'm like, what? Your mama ain't bring you up no better than this? And these were teenagers. You hear about on Royal Caribbean because, you know, wives don't know how to shut up when they're in a situation. Hey, don't do that. And now the guy's defending his wife, and then he gets off the elevator, and an 18-year-old teenager clocks him in the head. I would have just had to talk to him. Guys, look, I don't want to get kicked off this boat. Let us off this thing. So if y'all want to break your neck, that's on y'all. But come on. Let's relax. And I would have got off that boat. I would have backed out. I would have backed out, because you swing on me, I'm taking you out. See, we there's no accountability. There's no accountability for with it. I don't want to make up a word. There's no accountability for foolishness. And everybody thinks it's just the black folks, but I've got many videos of white folks fighting too. I don't want to fight on my vacation. So I'm going to try to talk you down. Look, let me buy you a drink, get you some water or something, and relax. I just want to have a good time. And most of the time, I don't speak up when you're doing stupid stuff and like, let's go. But I've been on, I don't lost count of how many cruises, but I've never had any problems, never ran into anything. Because when you live positive things follow you. If you got an attitude, things like that is going to follow you. If you can't be around a lot of people, don't go on a cruise. If you can't control your emotions, which I can't, but I stay away from a lot of people. Control yourself. I remember when we went on Utopia Seas, everybody was asking me what to do. And I told them, stop it. Because all those people, I got overwhelmed. And the wife said, she understood for a minute, but then I had to let her know, look, let it go, leave me alone for a minute. Because there was a lot of people and I got overwhelmed. As an empath, I can get overwhelmed. I'm just used to my mental stability went out the door. These Virgin is still new, so there is not a video. I tried to find a video for my room, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna do a video for my exact room, so that I can help the next person that's coming to look to see what the good, bad, the ugly. I'm gonna have a lot of casual clothes. I want to lose some more. I'm gonna want to lose some more weight. Hopefully, I can be down to. I'll be down to 220. Right now, I'm in the 240 somewhere. I want to be down to 220 by that cruise. Situations have had me rethink, and it's time to get back to healthy eating again. It's time to get back to healthy living, because I want to be around to enjoy life some more. We, as Some of y'all, you know, a lot of y'all are African American. We don't look at, you know, certain things. We don't keep up with the blood pressure. We got to have a lot of sugar. Sugar's got to be in everything, in spaghetti and in grits, and then you wonder why you got why you got diabetes. Okay, we got to have carbs, all the carbs. We got to have everything that's processed. Then you wonder why you got to have a bypass. Why you have to have bypass surgery? You know, it's not right. So I'm gonna start the clock. I want to be that video where you see the guy. Oh, he's 70 years old, and I want to look 50. I don't want to look 20, but I want to look in my 50s and my 70s. When I first started this journey, my face was that wide. Was that wide. I still waddle, but one of the things about being over the road, you can stop at these outlet malls. I found a clearance. Um, I went to the Nike clearance outlet mall, and their shoes was okay. Um, but here's my question: how come you can go into Europe and have all the pasta, and I'm not saying you're wrong, all that pasta in Europe and lose weight? A lot of people have said that they had, you know, for work they had to go, you know, they had moved to Europe from the United States, and they've lost 14, 20, some crazy amount of pounds, and all they eat a lot of pasta. It's something in our food that's making us sick. You know what I mean? It's something in our food that's making us sick. The sad part is I'm an overeater. I'm an overeater. I'm a emotional eater. I got all kinds of problems. I'm surprised I'm the weight I am now. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm still gonna try. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true too. I wish I could eat. Wish I could eat the proper amount. You know, one cup of this. You know, I wish I could eat one cup of rice, 4 ounces of vegetables, and you know, a 2 ounce piece of meat, and be okay. Is, you know, because you remember we brought up if you don't eat all, you better eat all that. You better eat all that food. You know, remember that? You better eat everything on your plate. And then you wonder why you cannot, you know, you cannot lose any weight. You wonder why you're you have anxiety when you do on a diet. I was surprised the last cruise I didn't eat like I normally ate. In this one, Virgin, they have a lot of exercising activities. I'm gonna be mad as heck, but I'm gonna do them. Exactly. Exactly. I'm still mind effed from boot camp. And that was in the 90s. I remember the first day of boot camp. we would go, going through the line. I was setting up my plate, and I was at the salt and pepper and everything, and I was buttering my toast, and I was doing all this stuff. And by the time I was ready to start, and, I had to take a sip from my milk or whatever. And by the time I was ready to eat, go, 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 go. And I was like, break up, go. And I want to starve in that day. I told him I never in my life to let that happen again. And I shoved food in my mouth, and I don't even let it digest correctly. And I still do that to this day. Like 2 chews and a swallow. And then I think ain't you supposed to do like 32? You're supposed to chew your food 32 times or some crap. Then you wonder why you got acid reflux. Man, hopefully I'll be over this cold. But I got to start paying on that cruise, the Virgin Voyages, and then I got to start paying on the Alaska, because we're going to Alaska too. Going to Alaska July next year. So that's next on the list. This would have never been possible without the woman in my life. And I'm ever so thankful for her. I'm ever so thankful for her position in my life. And I thank God for stepping in. We made fun of we made fun of the rapture and all of this stuff, that people thought the rapture was coming. But I thank God for putting this woman in my life. Because I said it before, I say it again. I didn't want to live. And being with her has helped me to become the person that I am today. Hey, Urban. I'm very thankful that because of her, I learned to have a normal relationship. You know, that they are normal. We still argue. A normal relationship. Not abnormal that I lived most of my life. A normal relationship. I've learned a whole lot. And I've enjoyed a whole lot. That's why I'll blow my money on the cruise. And I'm looking forward to the Virgin. I've been wanting to go on them for years, trying to convince her. But once Carnival did what they did with their packages and their loyalty program, she's been looking. Now we're going somewhere where 90% of the fun is going to be exercising. Oh my God, I'm going to be so lit. I'm not going to be sober doing it. I'll tell you that for sure. But I'm going to have fun. Yeah. Come back. Hats on a mission. Come back. We talk about normal and abnormal crap around here. You know what I'm saying? And if you ever, I need to know you first, but if you ever want to come up, you're more than welcome. Normal's great. Boring is off the chain to me. I love boring. A boring life. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus. I look forward to that. Well, tell Miss T with the T. I'll be when I pass by Indianapolis today. I'll be honking my horn, see if she hears me. Yeah, because I'm heading to Groveport, Ohio. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being part of the live. I'm gonna be dropping more. I got more on my 4K camera, more videos, and oh, I didn't know that. Oh, sorry, hey Jeremy. Oh, hats for the mission because y'all check Jeremy out on TikTok. He does he does stuff over there. It's like there's a freaking fly in here. It's driving me up the wall. All right, guys. Coming up next, wellness with Frugal Mama. Get your workout on, positive affirmation, and fashion sense. After that, Eddie Lugo Studios at 7:15, and at 9 o'clock, go live together with Cruising is Fun Anytime. And Jeremy and Eddie Lugo Studios, and at 9:15, Miss T with the T. And as always, and check out Urban Garden Chronicles. She does a live on Saturday morning. I need to start breaking out a list of folks and then actually read it. I don't be reading it. I'm just going off the top of my head, and I'm ignorant, very ignorant. But as always, guys, you think nobody loves you, so know that I love you and God loves you. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for listening to my bull for the last few minutes. You're well appreciated. And I will see you guys Monday because I got to drive this thing like I stole it. See you guys later. Deuces.